Caulfield.
The few members on both teams that were still here for both of those games remember that 16-15 win for the Big Red at the JMA Wireless Dome, and immediately a face-off violation against Mason Cone will give the Big Red the first possession here. One of the best transition and defensive long stick mids in the entire nation, Sam Alexo. And here comes this vaunted Syracuse offense. Inside the shot, and the score immediately for Sam English. For many, many years, and Sam English comes back to haunt Princeton once again.
And it was just good ball movement in the substitution game there.
For sub. As the second midfield comes out for Syracuse. Here's Joey Spallina. And a rip and a score from Owen Hiltz. The ball moves so fast for Syracuse on the offensive end.
Again, a problem for Cornell in the substitution game. Didn't quite have the matchups all set. Cornell defense was scrambling a little bit.
And more importantly, it gives another chance for the offense to possess the ball for Syracuse. I mean, both of these teams are hovering around 15 goals a game, and you kind of expect that number to stand for both sides. Christian Moulet, the Lehigh transfer. All the way up top. Wants to rip from Owen Hiltz. It's a quick 3-0 lead for the Syracuse Orange, and it's 2 goals from the lefty sniper Owen Hiltz.
You're going to see here, they breaks him down. Cornell, slow to come, but then 2 guys came, and then the pass directly right in front of the cage. The opponents for Cornell are clicking along at 36%, only 42nd ranked in the country, so not a necessary strength for Cornell. We start in a 3-3, get the ball rotating.
Stevens thought about it. Leo right on the doorstep. Michael Leo puts it past Tully, and Syracuse already with a 4-0 lead.
And just move it around the outside, find at the base. Here we go, looks through. Cornell defense just lost track of him. And Thompson with the shot.
14 seconds left on the man up. A second save for Tully on the day. 10 seconds. Hiltz thought about it. 5 seconds. Joey Spallina has hands free, and you can't give Joey Spallina hands free. Hughes.
Yeah, and this is about the worst start you could ever expect if you were Cornell. Syracuse has really come out and given Cornell everything they can, more than they can handle at this point.
A cutting ball couldn't quite find its target. Picked up by Leo.
Spallina got his defender hung here.
Singer is hung up against Spallina. And a shot in front of cage, and it just squeaks past Tully. Finn Thompson's on the board. 6-0 Syracuse early on.
And it's just, I don't know what happened here. He just a little turn, right? There was nothing complicated. There was no pick. Scoring opportunity here.
Yeah,
Syracuse has done a nice job of not letting Cornell get inside at all.
And the ball comes loose. Kirsten Long trying to fight for it. Figueres shuffles it back, and eventually it goes back to the Orange.
Syracuse playing with so much tempo right now, offensively and defensively.
And transition, Syracuse has been absolutely excellent as well. However, English can't quite find it. Between the legs shot! That's a score for Billy Dwan. It is 7-0 Syracuse on a highlight reel shot from Dwan.
To set up their ride, right? So if you can't set up their ride, and here we'll get another look at this. The ball goes up in the air, and Dwan Johnny's on the spot, was able to catch it. 15 to shoot here for Cornell.
Initiating with Kurse. Kurse gets around his defender. And Kurse gets shoved to the ground. Flag flies. That's on Billy Dwan.
That's going to be a push with possession.
Only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kurse trying to move quickly. CJ Kurse gets the bouncer past Will Mark. And that's the first goal of the game. It comes from the ever-prolific CJ Kurse.
And here's an opportunity, right? Here he comes. He forces the push. And then he takes his time. He's patient. He knows he's not got much time here on the clock. And just goes right to his strong left hand. Keeps coming. Gives himself that extra step to greatness.
2 at one point. And then went down 12-8. Owen Hiltz, and a good save from Tully, who's starting to settle into the game a bit more. And almost a good outlet to Matt Dooley, and eventually Cornell gets the clear over as Kyle Smith picks up the ground ball. And a risky pass over to Kurse, on the near sideline.
There's a lot of air under that one.
Billy Dwan's big long pole almost grabbed that one out of thin air. Wearing the fabled 51 jersey that Jeff Teat made famous with, the big red. And now Michael Long's got the short stick and huddle. He'll take him behind X. Michael Long on the short stick will score.
He just takes advantage of the matchup here, right? Gets it behind, is able to come with his left hand. Almost can really help you build momentum. You never want to give one up, and if you can get one, that's great. And it looks like we've got a foul.
There is some sort of foul being called because there is not going to be a face-off, it looks like.
But here it is, so they just threw the flag now.
There's an unsportsmanlike penalty that's been called on Syracuse. We're not sure exactly on who. It's got to be some sort of bench penalty, it looks like.
Well, and if you're Cornell, with 15 seconds left and the face-off disparity, you maybe think about holding.
Hold on, Tom, because it sounds like we're getting two unsportsmanlike penalties potentially getting called. Officials are getting come together. Could this be a 6-on-4 getting set up for Cornell?
Certainly could be. It looks like it. Well, they've got 5 out there. Now, the thing to remember, they could call 2 of them on the same guy.
This is very true, yes. Left. Having conversations with the officials. It might have been called on Pat March, the offensive coordinator. See some other Cuse officials. Did Pat March get tossed out of this game?
Sure looking like, well. Looks like somebody's walking away, yeah.
Is that? It looks like that's Pat March, the offensive coordinator.
We'll see if we get a confirmation of this. I tell you, in all the years I've been doing these Cornell games for 20 some odd years, I can never remember a situation where a coach was removed from the game.
This definitely seems like the penalty was called on the offensive coordinator, Pat March, there in the orange hat on the right. At least that's who it looks like, at least from my angle. Either that or it's a different staff member, but otherwise, no matter what this is, you could see so many players here on this Syracuse sideline are still arguing with the officials about what exactly the call is. And
there was nothing
huge what we're just getting here from the production booth. There was one 1-minute penalty being called and a 3-minute penalty being called. So Syracuse is going to go down 4-on-6 for at least the next minute, and then we'll go 6-on-5 for the next 3.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what's unreleasable and what is not. I would expect that the 3-minute one is.
But this is a huge momentum swing coming the way of Cornell. Oh boy, I mean, you take a year off from Syracuse Cornell and it gets chippy. 2 minutes of 6-on-5. That's how we start quarter 2.
Yeah, and that's a big opportunity here for Cornell. Again, I mentioned you can't score multi-point goals in college lacrosse, but you can certainly take advantage of a long extra man here.
A huge momentum swing both ways. And it makes, obviously, if a Cornell goal comes quickly, and it will, as CJ Kurtz got absolutely flattened on that shot attempt. A lot's riding on Mason Cohn to win this face-off clearly for Syracuse.
Yep.
Because he has no wing help.
Yeah, and Cornell just is able to move this through, and actually
Firth. Cornell staying patient here, 26 on the shot clock. They can wind this down because of the non-releasable penalty. Kirst finds Long in the middle, and Michael Long makes it 4 straight goals for Cornell.
Changes hands, watches this, how he's sort of coming to the ball a little bit with his right hand. No, left, he switches left and then goes to right. That change of hand and then shoots down low.
And I think Syracuse can be happy to come away with only Cornell scoring 2 goals from those penalties.
I think if, yeah, you could say that. I think if you're Cornell, you're happy to get the 2, and you think, does this maybe just slow the tempo down of this game, which I think is what Cornell would like most ultimately.
Joey Spolina! Oh, Joey Spolina! The stick skills of number 22 on display once again.
He comes on, and he just gets to this point. He waits, and then pulls it behind the back with his right hand. Man down. Now we're just going to get back to the way we were playing before.
3 points now for Joey Spallina, 2 goals and an assist for number 22. And on the first full strength faceoff in quite some time, it's Mason Cone who comes up victorious, but can't quite get the pass cleanly to Sam Alexo. Alexo being hounded by Petrakis, gets absolutely crushed by Singer, and this will be a man-up opportunity coming for Syracuse, but it won't come because it's Mason Cone on the face-off once again. That is 6 goals for Mason Cone, who absolutely gets the orange bench fired up.
Face-off guy, Cornell with the good ride. I thought that was a legal hit by Singer, but there was a flag down, and here it is, the face-off guy steps in, and he's able to convert that.
You know, we've got fresh shot clocks all around.
So they said it did hit the goalie, so Cornell gets a fresh 60.
Wertheim inverting. Spencer Wertheim, did that get past Mark? No goal. What a save from Will Mark. All the way to Aiden Blake. Finn Thompson's caught out on defense. Goldstein all the way up top. Brendan Staub, the bouncer! Brendan Staub has the long ball goal.
It's not that Cornell wants to play slow, but they don't want to necessarily be all unsettled situations here.
Cornell this season. That's not a particularly high number for defenses. Owen Hiltz. Oh, Owen Hiltz, the fast hands, makes it a 10-5 lead for Syracuse.
Him because it looked to me like it wasn't a super hard shot. I'm not sure he saw it. There was a lot in front of him there. It's important for Cornell. They got to continue to try and chip this lead down. They had it down to 3. Now it's up to 5 again. Still plenty of time in this lacrosse game.
Long. Found Willem Firth and a great save from Will Mark.
Just high to high.
Up top to Jackson Berkwhistle. And the short stakes matchups are what every team has tried to attack against Cornell. And now Jake Stevens will fast it off. A free shot for Luke Roa, who was all alone.
Not in a great angle, but he's got so much space there. And the kids love those because then they get a day off from school.
Yeah. Well, that's what Cornell has right now. The Cornell students on spring break. Here's A.J. Nikolic. Nikolic went all alone to Cage. A.J. Nikolic. Flags fly. No. Goal should stand. And yes, the goal does. And that should institute an immediate man up for Cornell, if I recall correctly.
Well, let's see. Now, it's probably going to be a push from behind, which will be a 30-second
quarter.
Now, part of that is because Cornell's converting on the offensive end. They can't get out into the break.
Anguish thought about ripping one, decided to back up. Spallina around GLE with one hand. That's always so dangerous. Spallina right into the middle. He found Finn Thompson.
Wow, that's a nice shot. Angle, but it all happened so quickly. Watch how Spallina comes back and just looks inside really quickly. That's a really nice goal.
This is dangerous, though.
Houlet with the short stick.
Luke Gilmartin. So one of the most prolific attackers, as Michael Leho will fire that shot low and past Matt Tully. This goal might have gotten wiped out. I'm not sure exactly. Hold on everything right now. You can see Leo just kind of turn his head back. An opportunity to stop the bleeding here for Cornell. 2-goal run for Syracuse so far. Michael Long will fire this over the shoulder of Will Mark.
Go to the goal and have an opportunity. Here he gets rid of the ball, sort of a little bit of action, come right back to him, and just blows it by Mark.
Derek Gage now in his 3rd season coaching the men of Syracuse, after a very, very successful career with the ladies as their head tenure. Spencer Wertheim pushes it past Mark. Now it's a 2-goal run for Cornell. And here we go, back and forth, back and forth. This has been the story of Cornell's season all year long.
A little hidden ball trick that fooled no one, but he comes down, gets into a good spot on the field where he likes to shoot with that left-handed shot.
And the faceoffs continue to be so important for both teams. Silos back there out against Cone, and again, Cone wins it cleanly. And now, the Orange looking to move fast. They do, as Sam English will make it a 14-8 game.
Boy, we don't get much chance to breathe in here, and just a really nice face-off win there by Cornell, 5 yards.
But at the very least, it's a 30-second man up.
30-second technical for interference.
So the call was a 30-second technical for interference, and C.J. Kirst will put Cornell back on the board. It's 14-5.
Just they start with Kirst top center. They get the ball moving around, and he just comes right through the middle.
Quarter. And Syracuse looking to move quickly, but the pass was a little bit too far for Stevens. And now Cornell will try her own risky pass, and it somehow finds C.J. Kirst. Now Cornell looking to move a transition. Michael Long will pass it off. Here is Spencer Wertheim.
Watch this. I mean, Kirst just looks like he is going to get lit up. He's able to make the catch. He finds Michael Long, who just takes time, makes the defender have to make a decision to stop him with the ball, finds Wertheim, who puts it into the goal. Firth has picked up the long pole. Nope, they've actually changed, excuse me.
Wertheim had the short stick, and Spencer Wertheim, what a low save from Will Mark. Spallina has the Singer matchup. Joey Spallina wearing the fabled 22. Joey Spallina. That is textbook Joey Spallina. A single one-on-one dodge against Jason Singer.
Just a patient dodge, right? He waited, got what he wanted, comes with his left hand, uses the pick, gets to 5 and 5.
Spallina being very, very patient, letting the play develop in front of him. Spallina still looking for an option. Nuss being patient as well in cage. 25 seconds on the shot clock. No options for 22.
And boy, the players inside just working hard to try and get open. But Cornell doing a good job communicating and switching.
Spallina will go. Slide from Gilmartin. Right there, though, is Luke Roa, who gets it past Nuss. And because of the slide, Roa takes advantage all alone. And they'll make it a 16-10 game for Syracuse.
Just the patience. Then they use the pick. They slip the pick, and he's able to just get the ball, come right around on.
Along with 3 goals and 3 assists. Here's Kelleher. Gets a slide. Figueres is going to get called for a flag. He doesn't like that call from the official. Long will score. That's 4 goals for Michael Long.
Just the aggressive dodge here by Kelleher. There's the flag. He throws it right back to Long, who steps in and just lets it fly. Syracuse is locking off C.J. Kirst, so Cornell have the opportunity to go a 5-on-4 type, and you're
C.J. Kirst! C.J. Kirst! 4 goals for C.J. Kirst.
Was going behind to back up the cage, and just got lazy for a second there, and Kirst cuts through the middle and gets the nice pass.
5. Goldstein got around his defender. Ryan Goldstein on the board once again. Uniform.
Just a speed dodge. He stayed patient with it. Took the first opportunity, pulls back, gets underneath the defender, switches hands to be able to protect his stick, gets inside, no slide comes. Looks like they're trying to go to Firth here. They did on the last possession. They try again here.
Firth found Kelleher all alone. Why? Hugh Kelleher.
And this is really the first time we've seen Kelleher get his hands free. Just the defense had sloughed all over to Firth, and that creates.
It's a fresh 60 on the way. Michael Long still has the short stick. Can Cornell find Long on the short stick once again? He does. Willem Firth found Michael Long on the short stick matchup. It is a 1-goal game in Ithaca.
He's been initiating quite a bit. He comes off a top center, and he looks across the goal, and he finds Michael Long, makes the catch with his left.
Kirst. 1 minute left. Wertheim. Bounce save by Mark. And into the crease for the Syracuse netminder. 15 saves for Will Mark. Make it 16 saves for Will Mark, who has absolutely come up clutch for the Orange at the end of this game. Aggressive ride coming out. 10-man ride coming up for Cornell. This 10-man so aggressive for Cornell. Still up for grabs. Sam Alexo loses it. Spencer Wertheim picks it back up. Gets it over to Firth. 24 seconds. all alone. Goldstein! We're tied!
We're able to create the turnover and a good opportunity there. A good move by Wertheim of looking down the field, and Goldstein makes no doubt about it after, I would tell you, both teams have a timeout.
That's the big thing. Both teams have a timeout. This face-off massive. Mason Cone is 17 of 21 at the face-off X. Can't make it 18. Mark Silos picks it up. Will Coach Busek call time? Silos takes it. Mark Silos! Mark Silos scores! Cornell has taken its first lead of the game with 10 seconds left!
And you could see Connor Busek on the sideline was waiting to call a timeout. Silos coming up with a big play. He gets his own ground ball, and he just comes right down the side here and keeps going. And no defender came to him, puts it up high, and now we're going to have a timeout here.
Can Silos tie this up long enough? Ball squirts pass. Picks up to Stevens. 5 seconds. English running. English got past the defender, and he got it under. Wyatt Nuss. We're all tied up at 17.
Stevens finds his former Princeton teammate, English, and just Aiden Blake just didn't get the hit on him when he came out to try and stop him.
The shorty also on Leo. That's Aiden Blake on Michael Leo.
And usually they've had the pole in this matchup in this game.
Owen Hiltz against Dooley. Leo against Blake. Syracuse spreading out the offense. Leo gets around Blake. Decides not to go to Cage. Backs it up to Spallina. Joey Spallina against Jason Singer. Gets a screen. In the middle. Finn Thompson. A huge save for Nust. Absolutely hounded. That should be a hold.
Yep.
And Jack follows. Will secure the possession. Wyatt Nust has come up absolutely huge in this game for Cornell.
Now, they must have said he lost that ball because I thought he had possession.
Now the clear coming as Aiden Blake will get it over to C.J. Kirst.
Now, with a minute to go here, you can hold for the last shot. You run a little clock and then use your timeout.
Yeah, Coach Busek still has his timeout. Essentially, Cornell can hold for the final shot here in double overtime. Spencer Wertheim gets around Hoddle, gets a screen. Wertheim all alone. C.J. Kirst all alone. C.J. Kirst has won the game for Cornell.
They went right to the cage. They like that matchup with Spencer Wertheim against the short stick. And he has just a little throwback for C.J. Kirst, who gets Cornell a huge 18-17 win here at Schulkoff Field.